year. I think.
All right, hold on. Push-ups. Let's go, baby. Come on.
Is gonna always be closer against.
All right, last time I got like 5 done.
Last time I got like 5 in.
Last time I got 5 in.
To Toronto. They won the first map, which I think Toronto has a better record on. And like you're gonna see that story all year. What most of these series are coming down to is who can win those SMBs and who can squeeze out those controls. And this is the problem with the map set right now. We're seeing a lot of Fortress controls, which is like always a gamble, right? So like. The only real reliable game mode that you can really rely on at the top end when you're playing against a top 4 team versus another top 4 team is going to be that search. Yeah. And that was the difference maker in this series, right? If would have been able to win that search like this, Doug. To a game 5 with
Doug, 7.
But Ultra looked really good in that search and destroyed.
Oh my God, I just watched FaZe freaking smoke him.
Since they basically have gone undefeated in search. Yep. They look like the best team possible, and Respawn is just a day-to-day game.
Yeah.
Oh my God, FaZe just smoked him. All right, let's go to Twitter.
I honestly think New York could have pushed the map 5 if Scrappy didn't pop that 3-piece going into that P2.
Let's go to Twitter. Let's see what the tweets are like.
Shout out to Scrappy. Actually stopped by the couch.
Top 5
So he told us that the couch is
top 5 COD players of all time.
He'll walk by and say,
I'll never forget.
He thinks it's bad juju, eh?
Well,
38 championships? Hey, that's a fire tattoo.
He's like super confident. They got 06.
But the FaZe guys came on the couch and they won the event.
Yeah, so.
It's a fire tattoo.
I don't think it's real, but I mean, do him, bro.
Crim 6 Karma, Claser, Simpa, Beezy. Damn, not even Scum? Sheesh. Top 10, Egg, Scump, Formal, RC, Celium. Sheesh.
Yeah, I mean.
What y'all think about that, though?
I think if they continue to play the way that they're playing, I won't be surprised they win this event.
He said the boy knows how to get his analytics up.
I'm glad that you gave a shout out to Charlie Hicksy because
that's actually facts.
Never going to be top of the leaderboard, but what that guy does in game, he's the definition of a freaking playmaker, man. He's always the first one in to hit a route or first one in to get to a hard point. He's getting dirty, and this team is flying because of him, I think.
It was even Rambo Ray who was saying that in our last watch party that he's just a really good, fundamentally sound SMG. You know, he takes a lot of good routes.
Damn, bro, that's kind of crazy.
He just does what he needs to do to get the W. So,
hey,
close
bro,
attention to Hicksy. I know Stanley came out with a little tweet during the series. I mean, I forgot exactly what he tweeted.
Apparently, so apparently it was Fugaze. The timing of it was bad. Like, he tweeted it right after Toronto lost, and he's like, oh, just say you miss me. But apparently, Standy's picture was up on the screen. Like, they didn't have Hicks, like, you know, like the headshots, like, where they're posing, like, for the matches. Yeah, they didn't have Standy up.
Hey, Doug is going rogue.
So tweeted that, but bad timing. And I guess it gave.
I'm trying to see the new tweets, man. Where are the new tweets?
Juju, but New York, they're going to go to the losers bracket. Toronto Ultra will go to winners round 2. We'll obviously see the matches at the end of the show and give our predictions. But let's move on to the next one. We had Seattle Surge going up against LAG.
Here are the new tweets. Game day.
This was the only match of the day that went all the way down to a map
number 5,
where Seattle Surge was able to close it out on an S&D. I know that was something they've been struggling with, especially going into this tournament. They've looked a little bit better, I would say, the last few weeks, right? In Surge, it seemed like they've been fixing their things a little bit. I mean, I'm just going to straight up say AG is that guy, bro. Pred is just unbelievable.
Bro, the stats of this series, like, if you look at the stats alone, didn't know
it's just going crazy. Here's a Joe locked in all day just for a water bottle full of juvie to bust and break on my controller. Damn, what the hell?
Absolute Mickey map, but the 2 hard points was where Seattle just looked like the dominant team that they are in hardpoint.
86.
That's crazy.
What the hell?
No, that is insane.
He not only went off in the hard points and the respawns in general, but like his search gameplay that last map was absurd. Like it completely
He said, "No
LAG
way, this is what
they
you
had
tweet."
No idea how to deal with them. They were playing paranoid off him. Pred was on the couch earlier in the watch party, basically saying that,
Yo,
it's
shit's funny as hell.
Just wait, and like it threw LAG completely.
No
off their game
keeks in the SND. That's funny.
We see them, play it pretty well. But on the LAG side of things, like I said it on the couch before. People don't really see it. Assault's their best player. Assault is statistically their best player. He might not be the impact player, but he's always putting up the most damage. He's always putting up a good amount of kills, good KD, blah, blah, blah.
That's funny.
But the most impactful player on LAG right now is going to be Exceed. Exceed's been stepping up for this team. He had a slow start when they first brought him on, but I think Joe deceives. He's lacking in that superstar category that people thought he was going to be. And then also, Arcides, at times, he just throwing up the bullshit.
I'm going to stick my neck out on this one. Like, I love Alec. He's always friend of the show. Great banter on Twitter. I think he's really struggling this year. And I don't know if it's because in different team situation, all the other BS that's been going on with.
It's my boy Jordan, man.
Org blew up. Like, he's been going through this whirlwind. And
all right, more push-ups, more push-ups.
Sort of, like, kind of in a little bit of a tailspin.
More damn push-ups. Oh wait, that's the wrong screen. You bitch, I don't need.
Yeah, they have 2 main ARs. Both of them are notoriously
Can we get 7 again? Can we get
like, I'm not going to be like, oh wow, they're stuff like that. But like in their play style and the way they like to play the game, they like to play a little bit more methodical. They don't have that aggression that some of these other teams have, so they're going to lack that sort of presence. Like, you got Sib on one team, you got the Celium or Slasher, you got what other teams? Like every team has that super aggressive AR player.
Rocker's another team that has like that 2 AR.
Yo, this is gonna be a way better challenge than the bicep
That's
curls.
a completely different story.
I'm gonna love this one. This one's I'm already loving it, bro.
Their aggression in terms
I'm already loving it.
And I feel like LAG just doesn't have that. And that's
I'm loving it. Oh, all right.
He's done well, I will say. Like last year in Vanguard, we saw it a lot. Like he was getting into hardpoint, like as the second guy in. His magic
Frauds.
The tides of a hard fight.
LA hits different, doesn't it?
Same kind of tempo.
That's kind of funny.
I don't really know what that call is. Whether they think that Exceed and Joe can just be the only 2 to try to break hard points, and everyone else can watch lanes. But there definitely is, again, one of those things we call it like a tempo problem with this squad.
On a
yeah, and pacing, right? I mean, I feel like I forgot which pros were saying it, but they were like pacing is such a buzzword, but it's so true.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like if people are on different pages, I mean that's at least what I mean by pacing, right? Like if everybody knows exactly what the objective is on a map and they're working around together as a unit. I mean, a perfect
might be
example is
messing with
Faze
blood
in
flow.
the last series, right? Just like everything they did it together. So I just feel like this is something that this team really needs to work on, man. You know, they got to find their rhythm as a team. Me personally, you know how I am. I think it's always better to play faster than to play slower. I know some people be like, yeah, pacing, so let's all play slow, right? Like But if you play a team that's all on the same page, playing super hyper aggressive, it's hard to take them down.
Bro,
man.
even if you look at like on Seattle's side, like I said it before, I said it again. I'm gonna say it again. Lamar put away that slow ass fucking AR
Lamar
class,
looks great, man.
and he's been playing. He's been playing better.
Yeah.
Like you just like you're in a game. You're in a game right now in Modern Warfare. All the Modern Warfare games lately, Modern Warfare 2019, this one, you have to just get in there. It doesn't matter if you got an AR, doesn't matter if you got a sub. You got to pick up the pace, and you got to get mixy at times. I always said it like. Even if you find yourself in a situation
bracket
where
you
you just have to get gritty and literally try to win it.
Agreed.
And I feel like a lot of these teams, they don't understand that, and they lack in the pacing, aspect because they just play too reserved. They're like, oh, I can't take this fight on AR. But like, you just have to. You have to, and you got to be able to win it.
I think Lamar has really stepped up for these guys. Even
100%.
online, he was picking up the pace, and I mean, coming right back to land. I mean, he top fragged in the first map, and he just really. I just feel like he's such a backbone for these guys. And you saw his teammates, right? Like when they won online.
I want a skin code. How do I get one?
On social media, and they're all like, "Listen, man, like this guy really helps us out, and he brings a lot to the table."
I think it speaks towards we talk about teams go through peaks and valleys, right? And a lot of teams can't get out of the valley and they make a roster change. We've seen Seattle time and time again when they run into issues, they take that 1 week break or 2 week break in between events, work on what they need to do. They come in frying the next major. And I think a lot of credit probably goes to Lamar and the coaching staff and the rest of the players.
I think Mac at least
focusing
online.
on search. Yeah, go ahead.
I think Mac. Sorry to cut you off. My bad.
No, go ahead.
I think Mac at least online has been playing really well. He didn't play too bad in the series. He had a lot of slow starts, but he was able to pick it up later in the series.
He was making some plays too.
He was making plays, whatever.
GG's,
but the problem,
LAT.
I think credit goes to Lamar here. I think you already knew what you were going to get out of Sib and Pred. Most of the time, Sib and Pred are both frying. I think Lamar has been needing to step it up, and our criticisms of him were warranted. He was going into so many series throwing up literally 0.7s, 0.6s, and you can't do that as the AR player. And not only that, he's typically a slower player with a little bit of engagements. So when you're throwing up those stinkers, you're not even engaging.
Well, I know how he
they're
did,
almost,
but
completely useless. No offense. So him stepping it up in this category, I think is what's elevating this team. Now obviously they're search and destroys competitive, but we're starting to see chips in the respawn, but they keep playing respawn the way they did in this series. At least their hard points. These guys are set to make a run.
The other crazy thing, just to kind of, I don't mean to teeter-totter.
He didn't tweet nothing.
Talking about this LAG squad, think about how drastic the fall-off was when those 3 guys were picked up and they were still dominant in respawn. The same thing happened in Challengers when they were a group of 4 with DiamondCon. But talking to Exceed when he was walking out from the back, they've only been focusing on search and control. And that may be leading towards them naturally slowing down a little bit more, trying to play a little bit more methodical and clinical. But those scrappy engagements that we saw in their first qualifier as a roster are not there anymore. And that's another
Hey, Sim Scott draws his number. That's all I got to say.
Not gonna cut it.
which is wild since stage 2.
It's interesting that they told you that they were focusing on
Shotzi at?
And listen,
I gotta end this damn video.
This went out to round 10 last map. Like,
that's true.
They win that last round, play a little better. Like they were going to round 11, and who knows what happens on
Shotzi
that.
got an ace.
Fred went crazy in that last round. He went nuts.
Those are some fire nails, I must say.
Winners bracket round 1 match. Sometimes these ones go to game 5. But Seattle was a way better team, but LG won that control and grabbed another map. So, yeah, I think not too much to hate if you're LAG. I think if they keep playing this way, I think they're going to be set and make a little bit of a run here on the loser side. But for Seattle, bro, we're about to see them play Faze for like the 59th time.
Yeah, we know it's such a good match.
That's always a good match.
Yeah, they just Seattle matches up good against Faze. Like it is what it is. But Seattle Surge, they were able to win both hardpoints and take the last Surge. So LAG, they're gonna have to focus up on that hardpoint game mode. But they will be sent to losers bracket. They're still in the tournament. They're still alive. So we'll see if they can make the run. And obviously we'll get to our Faze Seattle predictions at the end. But let's hop over to the next series. This was a shock to me, man. This was a shock. We had Boston Breach going up against Optic
Slasher
Texas.
built the camp.
Optic Texas, they get 3-0 today by Boston. One thing I will say is I feel like the 3-0 doesn't really show how close the series was because it was a really good series, and it was really, really close maps. But, man, we got to give credit to Boston Breach here, man. I mean, Beans is coming out. He's a rookie. It's the first time he's on the big stage going up against the Optic crowd. He had 17 in the second map Surge. So tying the leading record this year so far, I believe, right? Tying the leading record? I think it was
tying or one short?
It might have been one short or tying. But
regardless, it's impressive.
17-4, super impressive coming out of him. We'll go over to the stats. But, Ben, what do you think happened to Optic today?
Listen, it's just, bro, we'll have the combo here, guys. There's two things. One, Ben Beans, pride. Second thing, we've talked about this time and time again with Optic, Tom, like, the way that they play, you've got to accept it. Sometimes they're going to come in a series.
Are you?
Grind them out, or they're going to dominate people. But they're going to have a lot of these stinkers, and we've seen it already in the stage where they've gotten 3-0'd because they don't play discipline. I think map 2 is like emblematic once again of like all the issues they have. They get in 4v2s, they get in 3v2s, and they just ego chow until their lives away. And we see other teams a little bit more disciplined in how they chow together. Like they were pointing out that round 11 play when
7
from the flank. It's like, bro, like
that's
they're not,
funny.
They're not.
All right, push-ups. Last set.
As a team, and just relying on going for like.
Penis. What?
They obviously play on making Fortress control, in which Boston sat in their spawn to basically guarantee themselves a defense. Like they're not that map kind of really isn't doing them any favors. I feel like I've seen them lose that map a lot recently in tournament play, but also like not only that, their search and destroy, like you said, like dude, they did nothing in that round 5. They had a guy get thrown a flank, but they got zero information from him. And then not only that, he was the first person to engage.
7-7-4.
It's just gotten worse. I don't think Dan is
not bad, I guess. Not bad.
But their respawn, I think it's
also like 12 more pounds down, or 12 total pound, 14 pounds down, whatever.
Saying is they just lack discipline.
Push-ups complete later, motherfucker.